Hey guys, welcome to the Alluring Hour podcast with your girl Allura D. If you're watching this right now, guess what? You have took the first step to awesomeness. So if you don't mind, please take your time and hit the like and subscribe button. It only takes a few seconds. So I just want to let everyone know what this podcast is about. I want to give you guys a quick little breakdown. This podcast is about community. This podcast is about family. We hit on the hard-hitting topics. We talk about riveting themes, and we also get a little bit messy. So if you like to put your feet up on the couch and kick back a little bit and hear everyone else's messy business, guess what? We will deliver it. Signed, sealed, and delivered. So tell your friends, tell your family. The hard-hitting questions are here at the Alluring Hour podcast with Allura D. And guess what? We have something also called the 330 Hood Tales. So if you want to hear about some hood tales, be sure to tune in with your girl Laura Dannon. And guess what? Don't forget to hit the like and subscribe button. It only takes a few seconds. Share us with your friends, share us with your family, and let everyone know that this podcast is hot. It is smoking. Get ready. Let's go. Hey guys. Hey everyone. It's your girl Allura D. Do not mind me today, guys. It's hot. I'm podcasting from the car. But today, guys, I had seen someone post about marriage and whether it was beneficial to men or not. So I normally schedule these podcasts, but today I have seen that and I wanted to get straight to it. So, guys, I'm going to get right into it. Feel free to ask questions. If you're on YouTube, go ahead into the comment section. Say what you feel. If you need some advice, go ahead and ask it. If I got the answers, I'm going to give it to you. If you're watching on Facebook, go ahead, hit that like button and share. And go ahead again in the comment section if you guys disagree with anything I got to say. So let's get it sassy really quick. So I seen someone's post on Facebook, and he posed the question of, is marriage still beneficial to men today? And that question right there, it really just kind of got my thoughts going. And I realized a lot of men do not believe in the tradition of marriage anymore. And it's not because they don't want to get married and they don't want to be tied down to one person. I think nowadays men are thinking of marriage like a business deal. And is the person that they're going to go into business with trustworthy? I think that is the issue that men are having today. And so to pose the question again, do marriage benefit men? And I'm going to give my personal opinion on it because I don't have a panel to weigh in on. But I'm going to say yes. And the reason why I say yes to the fact that marriages benefit men and not just women is because most men who seek marriage are men who want to build an empire. So those men who are looking for a good wife, they want to build a legacy and they want someone behind them. But then you have some men who aren't have empires, but they get women and they put those women on the throne when those women shouldn't have been on the throne because, not to be shady, but some of the women may have been peasants. Ooh, I know I shouldn't have said that. I shouldn't have said peasants. That was wrong. No. But I mean that. And in a sense of not poor and not peasants as poor, worthless, or anything like that. Peasants meaning they don't have the higher thinking when it comes to marriage. You could be as smart as you want to, but if you can't go into marriage with the simple thought of, I want to help build this person as they're going to help build me, then that's what I mean by peasants. So, do marriage benefit men? And like I said, yes. And here's the reason why I think marriages can still benefit men. Um, Nowadays, men have to work a lot of hours. Men, they go out there and they get it. You know, men have always been the providers. They've always been strong. They've always been the person to take care of the women. That's what we're used to. And then you see so many women wanting that, but they don't know how to give that to men because they weren't taught it. So if women nowadays can start going back to not full on with our aunts, uncles, and not what our grannies used to do. But if we can take the mindset and think of marriage as a team deal, and what I mean team deal meaning if I sign this piece of paper, I'm not the only person signing it, right? When you sign your marriage certificate, two people sign it, yourself and your spouse. So this is a team deal. That means not one person gets this deal, but the other person gets this deal. So now we are effectively a team. And when we go into this, we should be going into this, how can I support my teammate? And I don't think that a lot of men feel supported when going into marriage. I feel like men today feel like if they get married, all the stress is going to fall on them, the financial burden. I feel like men think if the woman decides to leave, then she's going to take everything. And I think a lot of good men out there want to get married, but they're not choosing smart. And so, men, this is going to be a little bit of advice for you guys. And then I'll get into the women. So, men, the men who want to get married, the men who are seeking after marriage, when you go to find a good thing, which the Bible says, when a man findeth a woman, he finds a good thing. When you go out there to find the person that you're hoping to marry, you need to search with purpose and you need to choose smartly. Well, not smartly, but you need to choose wisely. And the reason why I said that is because some men, they choose by appearance only and they don't look deeper into what this person can feed into them. Men have a habit of, I want to put her on a shelf. She's going to be a trophy wife. And then once you're tired of having a trophy wife, you want your trophy wife to start doing things. But you married a trophy wife. So her mindset is not to come into the marriage and help build you up. Her mindset is to come into the marriage and be what it is, your trophy, your prize. So your prize isn't going to benefit you if you only wanted her because of her looks and because someone else said, okay, you got 2 of 10, you winning. And I think that is what social media and the world today calls winning in a marriage. I mean, just think about it. When you see successful men, they're not marrying average looking women. Men who make more than six figures, they're marrying the lighter women. They're marrying the women who look exotic. They're marrying the women who are thinner or the women who had their bodies done up and they don't really have a lot of fat. But those are the men who suffer the most in marriages. And it's because they did not marry with purpose. They married for a reason, and that reason doesn't have a real purpose behind it. They married because they wanted to show off something. And when you want to be boastful, it doesn't always work out for you because you don't really think about what is this person going to put into me. I'm putting a lot into this person. So you just, oh, she look good, she look good, she look good. But you can't sit here and say she can clean, she can cook. When I'm down, she can support me. If I was to fall off today, she's going to have 100 ideas to get us back on our feet. Men don't think about that when they marry. So if you want to marry, have a plan. And I know people say plans fall apart. That's true. But if you're going to get married, you need to have a plan. What do you want in a woman? What do you need from this woman? And I ain't talking about no slave because we're not here to slave, but we are here to support. So don't mind me, y'all. I'm a little bit under the weather. My voice is crackling. But let me keep it 100. I'm going to keep it so 100. If you are not ready to marry for purpose, sit down. Because if you want to marry just for a trend, it ain't going to work. There are good women out here, men, who will help support you as long as you help support her. But we got to stop being so shallow. I think the problem with society is we're so shallow and we don't think about the things that matter. Marriage is a unity between two people who should support 100, not 50-50. So in order for a man to benefit from a woman, I think that he has to choose a woman who she's not going to crack under pressure. He has to choose a woman who can accept him as he is. He has to choose a woman who can get along with his family. because that's important. Because a lot of people say, once I marry him, I'm going to take him from his family. We don't need his family. But the fact of the matter, everyone needs family. You need to have a woman who has 100 ideas behind her just in case the worst happens to you. I think sometimes we just get into these relationships, and I think some men, traditional men, the way they show their women that they love them is to go out and be fruitful. They like to go get us houses, cars, and everything and provide that to us. But they don't communicate what they need from us. So if you're going out buying houses, cars, and just spoiling her, and you're not communicating with her what your basic needs are, then marriage is going to be hard. It's going to be hard. But if you come into this marriage with a plan, like I said earlier, you know what you need in your life, in the right here and the right now. And that person who you put in your life, like I said, she can't crack under pressure. She has to be able to adapt with you as you change. Because what people fail to realize, in marriage, we all change because we adapt to the things that are going on around us. Times change, financial situations change, mental instability sets in sometimes. So you have to adapt to all the major changes in life. And as far as, do marriage benefit men? Yes. When you have a strong foundation behind you, when you're married to someone who is solid, when you're married to someone who sees the great in you, when you're married to someone who will support your every need, you will succeed because that person is not going to allow you to fail. See, men forget when you have a good woman behind you and you start doubting yourself, it's always that woman who tells you, you got this. Keep pushing. That's a good woman. That's a good woman. And sometimes men have that in their corner right now. Men will have a good woman in their corner right now, but because she doesn't fit the standards of today and the standards of what his friends say she should look like, they will let that good woman go. And then they'll be stuck with the women who only want them because they benefit them. And then those are the women who don't add any value to men. They take, and they take. And so then when she divorced you, she's taking half. And usually the women try to take more than half. And what I never understand is how men create so much. Y'all create so much, and then y'all let someone come into your life who wasn't there when you struggled, who wasn't there when you had those hard nights and couldn't figure out how you was going to rub two coins together, how you were going to eat. You guys allow them to come into your life, and because they're pretty or because they got a good game, they talk y'all right out of everything. Y'all don't come into it with a prenup. People like prenup. I'm not getting married with a prenup. A prenuptial agreement is so important. Unless that person, if that person has not been there with you from the gate, prenup is so important because you never know what no one's, alternative motive is. You can meet someone and she seems so nice. She seems so down to earth. But that girl got more game than Deuce Bigelow, Mel Gigolo, okay? And And the fact of the matter is that goes for women too. Like in today's society, these young men and these young women, they are being raised to play the game. And they're playing it way different than when we played it back in the day. We played the game for a little bit just to play around. These people are playing for keeps. You understand? These women nowadays are playing to keep your house. They're playing to keep your car. They're playing to keep your dog. But y'all don't even realize that because y'all so caught up in the glitter of it. And so that's when marriage don't benefit you. When you marrying someone who playing the game so well that you can't even see it. But you see the signs. And you see what she may have did to her last person that she dated or the last person she was married to. And then you have it in your head, I'm not him. Baby, if she took him for half of everything, she gonna take you for half of everything. But it's so sad that this has to be a question on whether men benefit from marriage. And we all have to think about this from a whole. Why is it that men get the shortest edge of the stick? Think about that. I just really never thought about it until I read that comment, and I said, "Dang, we had a podcast a few months ago about men's needs and how their needs weren't being met, and today's society is saying that women we should just take, and not give a man nothing, not build a man up at all, not to be his rock, not to be his biggest supporter. It's saying that a man is weak if he doesn't give you all his money." But they're not building women up to support that man mentally. So I understand why men are on the fence about marriage, because for them, marriage is the biggest gamble of their life. Think about that. Marriage for any man right now is the biggest gamble of their life. And some men are waiting and ready to risk it, while others are not so ready, because they're like, if I literally get married, have a child with this person, not only is she going to hit me for alimony, but she's going to hit me for child support. And this person who has worked hard, and you don't even have to be a millionaire, but you just worked hard and you're making $60,000 to $70,000 a year, and now this woman's trying to take half of that. And it's like you didn't work so hard to get out of poverty, and now you're right back in poverty because she's going to take half of your salary every year. You know, so I understand why men are on edge about getting married. But how do we handle this? I said, guys, date smart. Date smart. Well, how do you date smart? You date smart by not getting caught up on the outward appearance thing. You date smart by listening to everything that a person tells you on the first few dates. Because whether you know it or not, people give you a glimpse into their true selves when you're first dating. People be like, yeah, no, I'm about that dodo. And then laugh. I'm just kidding. I just wanted to see your response. No, baby. She told you right then and there she was about her dough. Meaning this might be just a business deal for her. And the person that she truly in love with locked up. And that is such a scary thing, because men literally face things like this out here dating. And women always bashing men. Ain't no good men out here, especially our black men, because don't come for our black men, y'all. I love me a good black man. I love me a good black man, okay? You can have hardworking black brothers out here that take care of their offsprings. And this for the Caucasians too, because they be trying to get the Caucasians. But the difference with the Caucasians, y'all be knowing. Y'all be knowing when they out there for the money, but y'all just don't even care, because, if your buddy Carl, like, oh, she fine, fine. You just, oh my God, my homeboy said she fine. It is what it is. But let me get back onto my brothers. There are so many great black men out here, and it's a myth that is not. It's a myth that black men don't want to get married. It's a myth that black men don't want to marry black women. It's a myth. It's a myth. But what is real is that men in general have literally no safe haven. Either they don't have peace at home, they don't have peace at their job, and then they're scared to go out here and date when they know they want to feel complete. Every person that walks this earth wants to feel whole, because when you're out here and you're single and you're not, and you want to settle down, but you haven't found the one, you're walking out here half full. And every person, every male out here that feels half full wants a better half. But they're thinking like this: do I want to be shattered? Do I want to walk out here half full, or do I want to be shattered? You have to think about that. So, men, it's not a myth that marriage benefits you too. Because let me tell you, when you find the right person, she is going to make sure your every needs is met. As long as you meet her needs, she will always meet you at that same point where you are. That's why I always say 100, 100. If you give a woman your all, a truly good woman who is invested in you, who will love you through thick and thin, who will cook for you, who will wake you up with some sloppy toppy, let me tell you, those women are out there. You just got to keep looking. You got to get off of this IG, get off of TikTok. Stop looking at those women like they are the standard, because they're not the standard. Let's start looking at the women with the natural bodies. Okay, let's make natural okay. Let's start looking at the women who aren't 150 pounds. It is okay to be a little bit big, okay? Not, I mean like thick, you know what I'm saying? Because, at least with a big girl, you're going to always eat, baby. You're going to always cuddle at night. You're going to be snuggled up just right. You're going to wake up to Winnie the Pooh every morning feeling good. Because Winnie always looking for that honey. And when you wake up, she going to make sure you got that honey. Like, that's facts. But I've been rambling. Let me tell you, because it's hard. People don't know. It's hard to do a podcast when you're riding solo. Because you really just essentially talking to yourself. I'm talking about what's up, So let me quit playing though. But men who are seeking wives, don't give up. It will benefit you. Because those nights that you may have a project due and you can't get a breakthrough and you're sitting at that dinner table and you holding your head down and that woman walks up behind you and say, honey, what's wrong? And you're sitting there like, babe, this is due tomorrow and I can't get it. I don't understand. I don't know how to make this work. That woman's going to sit there at that table with you and she is going to be your aha. You know what they say, when you have that aha moment in life, everything's figured out. She is going to be right there and she going to help you see what you can't see. Because when you're just looking at something and you're just looking at it, you just can't see. You may see it, but you don't see it. She's going to be that person, that extra pair of fresh eyes. And she's going to be the person to tell you, well, babe, if you do this, switch this and this and this and that, this will work. That's what I'm saying. Marriage benefits you. It's not even just that. When you're going through a tough time mentally and you need someone to vent to, your marriage partner will be there and your marriage partner will not judge you. The person who loves you wholeheartedly, they will help you get through all of that. And they will have a perspective that you never would have thought about or that you could have ever just seen, So marriage is beneficial. But if you have reservations about marrying for the right reasons, a prenuptial agreement, it's nothing wrong with having that. Protect yourself. It's smart to protect yourself. If I ever got married again, I'm definitely not signing one. But because I'm going to come in as an equal. When you're coming in as equals, you ain't really got to worry about it too much. But if you're marrying someone who is not quite there as your equal, and just because she's not there as your equal right here, right now, today, does not mean that she is not capable of becoming your equal. And we have to start building each other up in a way that we're not always looking at someone, we're not always looking down on someone like, I want to date him, but dang, he only made $45,000 a year. When, bitch, you only making 20. People don't think about that. You go ahead and put your 20 with his, that's $60,000 a year. And small towns in Ohio, y'all gonna do good. But then you guys have the mindset of, nah, he gotta be making six figures. When you can't even compute six figures. You can't even do the math to add six figures. So just men, just be encouraged. There are good women out here who will love you, who will spoil you, who will support you. You can't just give up on marriage. Marriage is important, and when you get married, I want you guys to think of it as a business deal too, because I don't want to act like it's not a business deal, because it really is. It's an arrangement between two people who are saying they're going to come together and they're going to give each other their all. They're going to build a life together, and that life is going to be prosperous, and you guys are going to build an empire together. So that's how you have to look at it. So marriage is kind of like a business deal where it benefits both of y'all. Don't get into a marriage who's going to benefit just one person. And that's usually the trophy wives. Marriage benefits them because they get to be spoiled, taken care of, and they don't have to do nothing because they aren't signed a piece of paper saying, listen, I'm coming in here cute. I can't read, I can't write, but that's all I need. But then men, once y'all divorced and then it took half of what you got, now y'all out here again bashing other women like, oh, I can't trust no woman. It's not beneficial to me to get married. No, it is. It is. Before you even label the girls, steady y'all being so quick that I want to go ahead and taste the goods. I want to sleep with her. Don't sleep with her yet. Go ahead and date her with purpose, because you don't need to lay with everybody that you date. It's just not important. If you're looking for marriage, figure out what that girl's gonna do under pressure. Is she gonna crack? Is she gonna be down for you? Let her go through a few things with you real quick. I ain't talking about no years. You could just be going through some things. Instead of you being closed off, share what you're going through. Let's see how she responds. Let's see if she answers the call. And if she answers it right, then hey, she might be the one. But you also get tax breaks too when you're married. You get tax breaks. So let me throw out some things that are beneficial to men being married, man. You get married. And this is for the young men too, because the older men, y'all ain't have y'all kids. Most of y'all aren't, established. But for the young men coming out of there, y'all gonna have y'all some kids. Y'all gonna create y'all some LLCs. Y'all gonna have some write-offs. Man, y'all gonna take some trips. Man, marriage is beneficial. On your hardest days, bro. Let me tell you, on your hardest days, bro, you gonna need someone that you can trust. And you can't trust the chick that you just been smashing and sitting at her home in an Uber. You can't trust her. But the person who knows your life secrets, your deepest, darkest secrets, your biggest fears, that's the person that you can vent to. That's the person that you can trust. If y'all ain't went out to eat and got food poisoning together and both sat in the bathroom, one in the tub and one in the toilet, bruh, real stuff, then she might not just be the one. But the person who there, you on the toilet or she on the toilet or whoever on the toilet and in the tub, Shannon Tatum, he shared that story about him and his wife. I thought that was so funny. But, if you can't have no one who can do something like that with you and not feel disgusted, then yeah, she probably ain't worth it. But there's so much more, like just a feeling of completion. A feeling of completion. I can't talk today, y'all. I'm in this hot car and I keep turning off the air because it's loud. But yes, I really, really, really am saddened by the fact that men really feel less than. And the fact that this is something that I really have to talk about, it really shows us that American culture don't care about men as a whole. That men are disposable, that you can just use men and toss them to the side, and you only matter if you're a woman or trans. And I'm sorry, because trans women are more important than men. That's what it seems like. But we need to fix this and change the narrative that men are disposable, because they're not. Women and men are both needed. We all should be equals to some extent, and the mental health and stability of men are important. No man should be sitting here walking around here talking about should I get married? Is it going to benefit me at all? Because when you think about it, it's a scary thing. Am I going to go into this marriage and lose everything I worked hard for? That's a scary thought. Women out here talking, that's weak stuff. But it's just like, if you elevate your thought process, how is that weak? And if the roles was reversed, if a woman was making $100,000, she's not going to want to date somebody at Taco Bell or Burger King. So if we're going to hold men to that standard, we need to hold women to that standard too. But it's not bad for women to think that way. Women don't go into marriage talking about, am I going to lose everything if I marry him? Women go into marriage like, I'm going to gain this, I'm going to gain that, and I'm going to gain that. No. It should be equal. Y'all both should gain everything together. And if you walk away and you take something, at least leave the man with his dignity. At least leave the man with his dignity. Like, women want to strip men of everything. Y'all want to strip men of their money. Y'all want to strip them of their title. Y'all want to strip them of their masculinity. It's just like, damn. Let these men be men. Let these men be human for that part. It's just like, come on, man. And it's just like, you see these men walking around here and they don't want to be with nobody, or they just want to play the game. They want to play the game because a lot of these men are scared of getting hurt. Some of these men like, shoot, somebody hurt me in a certain way, I might mess them up. That might be their way of keeping themselves out of jail. You just never know. But let's value our men. Let's encourage them to get married. And let's not marry so you could take away from something. And I seen a post like under this comment, someone said, divorce creates marriages. People marry to divorce. That's what I think he was trying to say. People get married just so they can divorce and walk away with something. And I think we should change the narrative that women, we should always take from men. It's like it's okay for us to be able to provide for ourselves. It's okay for us to pay for dinner sometime. It's okay for us to gift men with stuff. I ain't saying be no dummy now. I ain't saying let them flip that income tax check. I ain't said that now. But I am saying that it's okay for you to do for your man. It is okay for you to pay sometimes. It is okay for you to tell him, I appreciate everything that you do for me. I will love you when no one else loves you. I will be there at your darkest hour and mean that stuff. Don't just say it, mean that. You know, there's certain days I call my husband at work and I just tell him, I want you to know how much I value you. And I tell him that because he does so much because I don't really have to work. I work I work only on the weekends now. I work because I want to get out the house away from the kids sometimes. I've been a stay-at-home mom for more than 12 years. I'm getting away from these kids. But I was out shopping yesterday and I'm literally riding with my kids and my husband's doing overtime. I said, dang, my husband is at work working overtime just so I can take these kids out to enjoy life. I need to call him. And I called him and I told him, I said, you know what? I want you to know how much I love you and how much I appreciate you. And when you come home, I don't want you to do anything. I want you to get in this bed. I want you to lay here. Don't think about nothing. Let me take care of you. You know, and that's why I go above and beyond. And that's why when my husband makes requests for me, nothing to just do it. Because he goes above and beyond for this family. He's not perfect now. Don't get it twisted. No one's perfect at all. I'm not perfect. I don't want no one to think my marriage is perfect. It's not. Nothing is perfect in life. But you make things count by just appreciating each other, respecting each other, and seeing each other and hearing each other. I think often we are not hearing and seeing these men. If a man made a post like that, there should have been so many women on that post saying, I am so sorry that you feel this way. I am going to be the voice of reason to my sisters, all my sisters, not just, not just black women, because, Caucasian women and Asian women is just the culture of women. We think that men are disposable. We think that you just get a man and you use him for all of his resources. You make him take care of you, make him take out the trash, and then you deny him the kitty cat when you're mad at him and make him sleep on the couch. Like, that's a lie. I don't believe in denying nothing because I don't care if I'm mad at you. Daddy, bring it here. Bring it here. I ain't playing. But I'm not going to hold you guys up too long, but it's just that comment of, do marriages benefit men? Like, that really was disturbing to me that men really feel that way. That's sad. Because if women were sitting here saying that, you know how many feminine groups be out here, men are horrible, they treat women so evil. Death to all men. But where are the people speaking up for the men? And then if a man speaks up, he's weak. Oh my God, you're gay, get out of here. It's like the first thing we do is we attack our men, their sexuality, when we feel like they're being soft or something for speaking up. Like, excuse me, I think he's a human too. I think he was birthed from a woman like I was birthed from a woman. I think he was created from a man like I was created from a man. So I'm assuming that he has feelings and a personality and emotions like I have, because if he didn't, then he would be an AI. But bitches don't think like that. Let me not say that. I'm sorry, women. Women don't think like that. Like, we just think we're supposed to just use our men. No. No. Hey Shaka. I'm sorry, boo. Hey Shaka, how you doing? But yeah, that's all I wanted to say. Listen, women, I know we hold the power. We hold a lot of power. But give these men a break. Love on these men, man. Love on them, the right ones. I know some of these men be raising hell out here in these streets, but not all men be raising hell. I know that because I have dated some excellent men. And I dated some trash bags too, you know? And I put the trash right where the trash go, to the curb. But when I got me a good one, I always built them up. And those people I still have great relationships with to this day. I can say hi. I don't speak to them on a daily now. I can say hi if I see them. I ain't gonna want to do nothing crazy when I see them. It's, hey, how you doing? Oh, that's good. I'm so proud of you. All right, bye. That's how it should be. Just because you're in something, you shouldn't hate them. And I was about to say something crazy, but I'm gonna hold my tongue on that. I mean, y'all know I be getting crazy sometimes. I get a little wild, but no, man, forget it. Yo, stop playing with these men and wake them up to some dawn, bruh. Y'all women, y'all listen. Some of the stuff that I be hearing, like, girl, I be holding back. Like, if you are 36 or nope, 35 and above, stop playing. Like my brother Kevin Samuel said, throw that cat away. You better give it. You better be tossing it. Okay, you ain't got time to be playing like that. There are so many beautiful women out here, and women, that's what we keep forgetting. We all are beautiful, but there are thousands, millions, hundreds, whatever. There's so many women in this world that are beautiful. What is going to make you stand out is that you know how to appreciate your man, or you know how to treat a man, because a man will take a good, loyal woman over one of those study pops any day. A good man will. A good man will see the value in you, but you can't just be like, okay, he sees all of this. I got him. Now I ain't gonna be, treating that man. Get that man some treats. It's a good thing. All right, y'all, I'm gonna let y'all go. But y'all make sure y'all tune in this Sunday, because this Sunday we're gonna be talking about that doggone incident with that teacher down here in Rocky Mount, North Carolina, who was fighting with that student who had her yams out. She had a whole lot of cake out, with no draws on it. You know what I'm saying? She ain't had no icing on that cake. So we're gonna talk about that this Sunday at 6 p.m. You guys know to tune in to the Lauren Hour podcast with your girl Laura D over here on Facebook, or over on YouTube at the Alluring Hour Network with Alora Danny. Y'all, today was I think maybe this is my third podcast ever solo. And I got off to a rough start, but let me tell y'all, I'm gonna do little solo ones. We gonna call this the Car Chronicles, like the Chronic. So now, but anyways, y'all have a beautiful, blessed day. And women, respect your men. Women, don't trash men. Treat them right. They have feelings. They have a right to have emotions. I love all of you guys. And men, just as these women are treating you right, treat them right too. It can be all equal if we love each other and we all stop trying to use each other. This is your girl Alora D at the Lauren Hour, and I'm out. Peace.